Hello, mindful friends. Today we're going to be talking about being with uncertainty without it completely deteriorating our internal peace and state of well-being. And our inability to be with uncertainty causes a lot of turmoil in our lives. And yet so many of us feel the need to always know, to have things under control, to know what the outcome will be, to have a big reason why something happened so that we feel confident in our ability to prevent it next time or to fix it. And this gives us a false sense of safety and security, that we can control outcomes, that we know exactly what's going to be around the next corner and how to prepare for it, that we have the answers that other people do not, and that protects us from situations of ill-being or catastrophes or whatever it may be. And we do a lot of harmful behaviors and practices in order to reassure ourselves that we have this certainty. It creates in us a lot of reason to blame others in finding our why, and then creating a way for ourselves that if it's their fault, we have a way to fix it by changing them or convincing them or controlling them. We also assume that if we have the certain answers, even though it may make us feel a little more secure within ourselves, it creates destructive behavior in us wanting to convince others to think that way, to label people who don't think that way as wrong, to try to actually force them with either laws or physical force to do what we think is right, to do things in our way, because that gives us our certainty and reconfirms that we have the answers. It also creates in us the need to manipulate everything in our surroundings to make sure it aligns in what we're perceiving to be the right next step or the correct outcome. And it creates a lot of pressure in us to change and manipulate everything, to assure it to go our way. And all of this is trying to ease or soothe our fear around that uncertainty. And the bigger our uncertainty, so the larger the things around it, the more we cling to these kind of unhealthy, harmful ways of guaranteeing certainty. So think about the places that we do that. Fear around death. So we come up with strong beliefs in our religions as to what happens around that. Thinking even in the future well-being of our country or our planet aligns us really strongly with certain politics, because we believe those beliefs, and clinging to them will give us some kind of clearer certainty in what will happen and what we have control over in our future. And there's some validity to wanting to take steps towards assuring a positive future, but watching when it starts to become harmful to ourselves, because it creates deep anxiety and these pressures and urgencies to then force changes on others or force our certainty on others. And then harmful acts out in the world as to how we're treating others or how we're treating our planet based on trying to guarantee these certainties or manipulate and control outcomes. And when we're starting to notice that our desire for certainty and our discomfort with uncertainty or the unknown, this question, this big unknown question as to what's going to happen next, or what's right or what wrong, or what happens at a certain stage in existence, when we start to notice that it's motivating us to behave in negative or harmful ways, that's when we need to engage in our practices to become more comfortable with uncertainty. To notice when that fear of uncertainty is motivating us to behave in ways that do not align with our true values, that do not reflect who we really want to be out in the world. And when we're noticing this, we're seeing the agitation that it develops in us, we're seeing the stress that it brings into our body. We shift gears and we focus less on trying to control the outside world to all of a sudden create this semblance of certainty, this semblance of knowing or predicting what will happen. And we turn the focus back inward into creating a peaceful, trusting state within ourselves. This state of trust that dives deeper into that which is greater, of whatever that is for you, and that trusts I don't have to control everybody else. I don't have to make all these guarantees out in the world around me in order to have moments of peace and well-being within myself, so that we're depending a little bit less on certainty and control of the world around us, and have a little bit stronger foundation of an internal trust and peace. And that this is building a better relationship with uncertainty. Because let's be honest, no matter how much you control other people, no matter how much your side might win and take over control of things and get to do things the way that you perceive to be correct, you are still not going to erase all of the uncertainty in life. We will still not be able to predict everything that will happen. We still will not know exactly what happens to us after death or to the planet after death. So knowing that, we need to create more of a comfort with uncertainty. And that comfort with uncertainty comes with that internal trust. I know what keeps me well. I know what my biggest values are. I know that when I am cultivating these things within myself and out in the world, that I feel better, that I can find a place of comfort, and that I know ways to nourish myself no matter what's happening in the world around me. And I know that I can continue creating moments of peace even if things around me are not in my control, and that I cannot guarantee an outcome. And so we want to practice with this daily, growing more comfortable with the uncertainty in our lives and being more okay with not knowing. That we do not know the outcome. There are things that we, as our little human limited form, will never know in grander scale. And so creating for yourself ways of making peace with that uncertainty, so that the fear of uncertainty does not create harmful behaviors within yourself and out in the world around you. So this week I invite you to explore, how can you become a little more comfortable with uncertainty. If you enjoy these talks and would like to join us for group sessions or individual coaching, you can find us at newleafmindfulness.com. You can find these teachings and many more in my book, Living from the Heart, Healing Ourselves So We Can Heal the World, found anywhere you get your audio or print content. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I hope to see you all very soon.